Really, really pleased to be able to be with you. It's absolutely lovely being in a room together. Just listening to some conversations with people sort of say, "Oh yeah, I recognise you that you're using two dimensions," and it is good to get together. Just to say, Anne Maria, yesterday she's basically just coming off a short bout of COVID. And she said she was fine for me to say that. She said she wanted you to know that that's the only reason why she wouldn't be here. So yesterday I was talking with her yesterday. She said, "I think I'm going to be fine because I'm nearly down to a very faint line." And I got a text from her this morning. She said, "I shouldn't risk coming into a space like this." So she's really, really sorry not to be here. I'm very happy trying to step into her shoes, but I know that she will be wanting to know how this day goes. And there's a few things that I know that Anne Maria wanted to make sure that we said. I think the first thing is this is the first time coming together like this. And I wanted to say on behalf of Anne Maria, on behalf of the Trust Board as well, just a massive thank you to you all, particularly for those of you who've been working through the last 2.5 years. And, I think it's easy for us, and particularly in the public domain, to be sort of say, "Oh, well, the pandemic's gone." We know it hasn't. We also know the impact of that is going to last far, far longer than the pandemic itself. And one of the things that I wanted to acknowledge was just how incredibly tough it's been, and that cumulative impact as well. And I remember right back at the start of the pandemic when none of us knew quite what it was we were dealing with. And as an organisation, we were asking you to go into situations where genuinely you weren't sure quite what you were going into. And I know there were lots of challenges around at the time. I think also it was fantastic, and again, acknowledge how tough it may have been. So many of you also stepped into roles, into teams, into parts of the trust that were new to you. And that was a really important contribution. And genuinely, we would not have got through without those sorts of contributions. And I know that for some of you, it will have been frustrating when you've had to take on a role that isn't actually your preferred role and your professional role. And yet that was what we needed. So big thank you to you for stepping up in that way. AHPs, Allied Health Professionals. I was on Twitter looking at some stuff around that, and I know there was a little conversation going on at one point with people saying, "Well, don't just talk about AHPs. Talk about Allied Health Professionals, but also just that acknowledgement of how many disciplines and professions there are under that tag." And it is really important for us to recognise that. I think in this trust, we've certainly got at least 10 disciplines that fall under that heading. There may well be more. I don't know if you clocked, actually, in terms of our workforce, it's about 1 in 9 of our workforce are our health professionals. There's over 1,100 of you. Meeting last week, and it was really, really well received. It's important in many ways. I think the content that it captures is really, really good. It also does just give a bit of a sense of the breadth of what you do and the contribution that you all make to the trust. And it was great that we could acknowledge that in the formal setting of the board. A number of us on Friday are also coming and spending a bit of time with services. out on Friday. Again, spending a bit of time with some of you. So the day today, it looks to me like it's a really interesting day. So I'm already enjoying the conversation that I'm having, listening to people. Really encourage you to take part. I know for some of you, you're already clocking colleagues that you haven't seen in ages. For others of you, it's a very, very new space. Some incredibly new, second day with us. Just to enjoy that mixing, sharing, spending a bit of time with one another. There is a bit of a mix of some of the bits and pieces will be, I think, kind of learning opportunity pieces, but then there's also lots of celebration. And I know there's going to be a Q&A slot later, that's one of those opportunities, just to be asking anything that you want to ask. And I know that colleagues, if answers can't be given today, will find things out. So really encourage you to just enjoy the day. I'm looking forward to both the internal speakers and the external ones. And I think it's going to be a really good day. And I'm sure it'll be a better day than the one that Boots have got downstairs. That's all I wanted to say. Great to be with you, and look forward to having some conversations with you as well during the day. Thanks very much.
Thank you.